Hey, so singers, it's Karen from Scarlette Coaching, and today I am here to share an awesome bit of advice with you, and it's foundational for awesome singing. So, guys, the number of times that a singer walks through the door and they tell me that they're having an issue, they're either straining or they're struggling to hit certain notes in their range. If I had a penny every time, I would be a very, very rich lady. Now, the very first thing that I ask these singers is, do you know how to breathe properly for, good singing? 9 times out of 10, these guys say to me, yep, absolutely. I've been taught all about diaphragmatic breathing. So I go, great. Let's watch you sing and let's see what happens. So they start to sing. And so often, the very first thing that I spot is that they're doing this. Now, guys, this is clavicular breathing, and this is the type of breathing that we do not want to use for great singing. So if you watch my neck when I use this type of breathing, the very first thing you'll probably notice is all of that tension. Look again. We do not want this tension. Clavicular breathing encourages excessive tension in our shoulders, in our neck. When you breathe like this, you're going to be shallow breathing. You're not going to be using your full lung capacity. It is not a good breathing technique to use for singing. So diaphragmatic breathing is what we want for singing. Now, the best way to work on this is very, very simply, whenever you're practicing, whenever you're singing, just have one hand on your tummy. Now, if you're not sure about how to, breathe correctly for singing using diaphragmatic breathing, you can start by just having your hand on your tummy. And we're just going to do a hiss sound out. Now, I don't need to worry about the inhalation. Let the inhalation take care of itself. So just breathe in however you breathe. But when you breathe out, we're going to breathe out on this hiss. You're going to gently pull your tummy in, very gently. Keep pulling. Now, when you run out of air, let your tummy go, relax your muscles. And automatically, on its own, you don't have to think about it, your tummy will pop out when you inhale. So you can just practice that a few times. Now, guys, be gentle, okay? Think about squeezing a tube of toothpaste. You don't need to go and shoot toothpaste everywhere, okay? Be gentle. It's a gentle action, gently pull, okay? Now, the other thing I'm going to recommend here is that once you know about diaphragmatic breathing, as I said a second ago, whenever you're practicing exercises or you're singing songs, have a hand on that tummy, okay? Now, this is just going to help keep your awareness on your breathing. So, be aware when you're singing of what's happening. Make sure that all the action is happening there on your tummy. You don't want this to be going on. Now, the other thing I'm going to recommend that you do is to film yourself regularly when you sing, because you'll spot it. If you're filming yourself and you watch it back, you'll see if you're doing this. You'll see if there's loads of tension in your neck, loads of tension in your shoulders. So those two are really important. But the third really important thing, once you know how to breathe properly, once you set about filming yourself regularly, the last really important point to remember is to practice your breathing regularly. Now, don't just learn about breathing and then kind of forget about it and shove it on the shelf somewhere. Think about tennis players, right? So we all know that Serena Williams, Novak Djokovic, of course, these guys know how to serve, but that's only part of the picture. They didn't just learn how to serve and then, forget about it. They practice day in, day out, day in, day out. If you practice your breathing, it's going to become ingrained in your technique. You'll build it into your muscle memory, and that's what we want. So I would recommend that before every single practice session, as part of your warm-up, you just spend a minute or two just working on a breathing exercise. Now, the other thing that you can do is when you learn a new song, set some time aside to actually practice breathing for that song. So I like to print off the lyrics. First thing I do is go through and just mark with a pen or a pencil where I'm going to, allow for a breath. I will also mark if there's a long phrase and I need to allow for a long, for deeper breaths because I've got to have more air. And I perhaps might mark where I need a bit of support, if I'm going to be singing a note higher in my range, belting it or singing it with mixed voice or whatever, I might bring attention to that too. So guys, hopefully these tips help. Hopefully they serve. Look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.